Sure, here's the rewritten version without any headings. What if the life you think you're living isn't quite what's actually happening? What if this very moment your experience of now is a carefully crafted illusion? Your brain doesn't just passively receive information, it actively constructs your reality. It edits your memories as they form, pieces together fragments of time, and tells you a story about the world that feels real but ISN. Single quotes to vision is our primary way of understanding the world. But ironically, we don't see all that much. Only a small central portion of your visual field about the size of your thumbnail at arm's length is in sharp focus. The rest is blurry and unclear. Yet it doesn't feel that way, because your brain is constantly stitching together a detailed, seamless picture. Your eyes jump from point to point in quick jerky movements called saccades, about 3 to 4 times every second. Each jump lasts around 50 milliseconds. During a saccade, your brain shuts off visual processing to avoid the disorienting blur of motion. This means that for around 2 hours every day, you are technically blind, but your brain fills in the blanks so well that you never notice. Now think about time. Imagine you're stirring milk into coffee. When the spoon hits the cup, 3 different things happen. Light reflects off the spoon and reaches your eyes in about 1.3 nanoseconds. The sound of the impact travels to your ears in 1.2 milliseconds. Heat from the cup reaches your fingers and is processed in about 50 milliseconds. Each signal arrives at your brain at a different time, yet you don't experience them separately. Your brain merges them into one smooth moment, but that moment already happened. What you perceive as now is actually delayed by around 0.3 to 0.5 seconds, and even that's not the full story. Your brain doesn't just delay time, it predicts it. You're not living in the past, and you're not truly in the present either. You're living in a predicted version of the future, an illusion built from delayed data and best guesses. Your brain edits time and space so expertly that you don't realize it's happening. Take professional table tennis as an example. The ball moves at 25 meters per second too fast to react too consciously, yet players respond in real time. How their brains aren't reacting, they're predicting. It takes about 100 milliseconds for visual data to be processed. So the brain starts guessing what's going to happen before it actually happens. Everything you experience, the world you see, the sounds you hear, the sensations you feel isn't raw reality. It's a simulation, built on fragments of input and clever predictions. Your brain smooths over the delays, invents continuity, and gives you a story to live inside. You're not living in the present, you're not stuck in the past. You're living in your brain's best guess of what the world might be just before it happens. Meanwhile, the ball travels 2.5 meters the length of a table tennis table. If your brain showed you where the ball actually was 100 milliseconds ago, it would be too late. You'd already have missed it. So instead, your brain does something extraordinary. It predicts. It calculates the ball's speed, direction, and trajectory to estimate where the ball will be by the time the information reaches your conscious awareness. It then creates a fictional version of the ball in that predicted location, and that's what you see. Not the real ball, but a fake, projected version of your brain's best guess of the present. But seeing the ball isn't enough. You want to return it, smash it. So while the ball is still flying through the air, even before it touches your opponent's paddle, your brain begins forecasting what will happen next. It analyzes your opponent's stance, body position, and movement patterns, and starts preparing for multiple possibilities. Maybe the ball will come here, or maybe here. To prepare, your brain generates several motor responses simultaneously. It sends preloaded instructions to your muscles, telling them to be ready to jump left, pivot right, or lean forward. For a brief moment, multiple versions of you exist inside your mind, different ghost versions, each committed to a different possible future. Then, in a split second, your opponent swings and your brain commits. One version of the future is selected, the others are deleted. The command goes out to your muscles to execute the chosen movement even before the ball has been hit, and you don't notice any of this by the time you consciously see the ball heading toward you and decide to return it. Your body has already done it. The decision wasn't yours, not in the way you think. It was made long before you became aware. Your conscious experience is not the present. It's a projected future, carefully constructed illusion based on the past. And it's not just true for high-speed sports like table tennis. It's true for something as ordinary as walking. After the match, you're strolling home. It feels like you're in control, making choices about where to step and how to move. But your brain is doing much more than reacting. It's working in 3 separate timelines at once, processing signals from the past, monitoring the current state of your body, and predicting what's about to happen next. Because walking is a complex task, by the time your foot touches the ground, the signal hasn't even reached your brain. Yet your brain has already sent instructions to lift the other foot and calculated the muscle patterns for your next 2 steps. You're always slightly ahead of yourself, predicting the future just to keep moving smoothly. But what if something unexpected happens, like a banana peel? You step on it and start to slip. How did it get there? Doesn't matter. Your brain is already working on it. Until now, we've been saying your brain makes decisions. But that's not entirely true. There's no central control room where everything is perfectly coordinated. Different parts of your body process different types of information, and they do it at different times. Sometimes your spinal cord reacts before your brain. Even inside the brain, various regions handle the same event at different speeds, making separate, localized decisions. When your foot hits the peel, the gyroscopes in your inner ear detect the sudden change in orientation. Your body doesn't wait for permission to act, it reacts. Your mind, your consciousness, yourself, it's always one step behind, and yet, it feels like you're in control. But in truth, you're riding the edge of a carefully fabricated wave of reality that doesn't exist until your brain builds it. The moment your foot slips on the banana peel, your inner ear detects a sudden change in balance and position. This information is immediately sent to your brainstem and spinal cord, the parts of your body designed for speed and emergency action. Within just 200 milliseconds, pre-programmed sequences fire off. Your arms shoot out to catch yourself, your free leg stiffens to take on your weight, your core muscles engage to keep you upright. A full 100 milliseconds after all of this, you finally become aware that you're tripping. By the time you catch up, your body is already reacting, already trying to save you. So far, we've learned that your brain is constantly predicting the world around you, making decisions before you're even aware of them, then presenting you with an edited version of reality. And honestly, that makes sense. Would you really want to be in charge of managing all that in real time? But your brain isn't just forecasting the external world. Right now, it's predicting something even more complex. You, your emotions, your energy levels, even your sense of hunger. They're not simply reactions to what's happening right now. They're predictions. Your brain is constantly guessing what you'll need in the near future, and adjusting your body in anticipation. You're probably used to eating or sleeping at similar times each day. And as those times approach, your brain releases hormones to prepare you. You start to feel hungry or tired, not because you're out of energy, but because your brain expects that you will be soon. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is what makes emotions so fascinating. They're not just responses to the outside world, they're forecasts. When you're heading to a party, your brain doesn't wait to see how things actually go. It predicts how you'll feel based on past experiences, who's expected to be there, and what social context you're walking into. Maybe you've had fun at parties like this before, maybe you haven't. If your brain remembers anxiety from a similar setting, it prepares you to feel anxious again. It tweaks your hormone levels, adjusts your heart rate, tightens your muscles, all before you've even stepped inside. And when that anxiety hits, it confirms the brain's prediction, reinforcing it for next time. This might make you feel like you're just a passenger experiencing whatever your brain has decided for you in advance. But that's not quite the whole story. Sure, your conscious self doesn't control most of what happens as you move through your day, but that's not its job. Your brain and the systems it works with are like an army of butlers handling the busy work. You may not be driving the car moment to moment, but you're the one choosing the destination. What your conscious self is uniquely good at is long-term thinking, abstract reasoning, and meaning-making. It's the part of you that tells stories to yourself and to your brain. It interprets, it imagines, it makes sense of what's happening. It can reshape the way you think and feel by editing the predictions your brain makes. Next. Sometimes you and your brain don't agree, but in the end, you're the one with the pen. You write the story of who you are and what the world means, and if the story is good enough, your brain will believe it too. That story becomes your reality, and as a happy little bonus, your conscious mind is also the part of you that can be amazed by a beautiful sunset, laugh at a meme, or think way too hard about which Peckerman type is strongest.